Well, Coach, thanks for joining us again today. It's hard to believe it's been a month since we've talked last, and the regular season is over. We're getting ready for tournament time, but congrats on another great year, 15-3. Your guys have battled hard and played so well, but this is the time of year that is the focal point of your season every year.
Yeah, and you're right. It has been. It's hard to believe it's been a month since this end of the season just flies by. And we just had a gauntlet of a schedule again in the Southwest, played a lot of really tough games over the last few weeks especially. And so I'm hoping that prepared us for next week.
Well, I was just talking with your two seniors, and we talked about the 4 games to finish the year off. 2 against Hamilton, actually 5 games. 2 against Hamilton, Frenchtown, Dillon, and then a tough road game at Corvallis. It's been a brutal last 5 games of the year.
It has been. I mean, our conference has been really good year in and year out, and here we go again. And, the game, like down in Hamilton, being in that situation, making a play at the end, and the one here, it was unbelievable. It was the exact same situation 2 weeks in a row. What great situations to have to deal with. And then, coming both the Frenchtown and Dillon games being behind at halftime, even being behind late in the game. I mean, that's a great test of our character, like going into tournament time and not panicking when we're behind.
Well, I think the last 5 games really gives us a glimpse of what divisional tournament's going to be like, and we know the North teams are going to come in with some great caliber basketball, but it's going to be a battle to get out of the divisional tournament and into the state tournament.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the divisional is going to be loaded. We found out last night who we're going to open with. We'll play Bigfork first, and real good talented team, and then Browning on our side of the bracket. And, we've seen them once this year, and those guys just are rolling right now and got a ton of depth. And yeah, it's right. It's going to be a dogfight. It'll be fun basketball for people to watch.
Yeah, it'll be a great tournament, but it is exciting to be in Butte. I think that's always, one of the things that, on our last home games, we've had great home atmosphere. The fans are really showing out, and I think that's got to be a big factor going in, too.
Yeah, it is. I know our kids get excited, especially having their friends, the classmates, school, and the cheering section. But I think that's what makes our school a little bit unique, is the great community support we get, and especially at tournament time, it always feels like the crowds get bigger. I get a lot more texts and interactions from people from all over the place. Really, that even people that can't be at the game, you wouldn't believe how many Butte Central fans follow basketball this time of year from all across the country, and a lot of people wishing the team well, and it's kind of a cool part of our school.
It's be interesting to see how many fans watch our games on the National Federation, the high school network. I mean, I think you hear about that all the time. Somebody in California or somebody on the East Coast that watches every game on the network.
Yeah, I know for sure that happens. I do get texts from people from different parts of the country, and the state championship was a whole other caliber of that a few years ago. But people from all across the world, in all different time zones, and yeah, it's funny. Like it's important to people, and it's kind of cool to see that happen.
Well, it's interesting. You talked about opening, so it's Bigfork next Thursday at 3:30 at the Civic Center. They're coached by former Maroon John Mike Hollow, but I think John Mike and all of the coaches in our league there's a really good coaching staffs in our conference on the western side, and that just makes every game hard.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool. John Mike Hollow and I coached junior high basketball together for 6 or 7 years. Back in the 90s. So he and I know each other well, and then actually Chris Finberg, Columbia Falls head coach, was an assistant of ours in 2008 when we played Browning in the state championship. So, having a couple of guys like that coming from the Northwest is cool. And DJ Fish, too, I've got a ton of respect for him. He played for Browning in 2008 when we played them in the state championship.
And he had a bunch of shots that game, right?
Oh, he killed us. Yeah, we remember him well, unfortunately. But, yeah, so just good coaches, good basketball across the West.
One of the things that I talked about with your seniors is, Jack and Zane were returning kids. They played a lot of basketball. Owen had some playing time last year. And then Joshua Sutton, as an 8th grader, played quite a bit last year. But your team is so young on the other end. You have 4 kids with experience, but 4 younger guys, freshmen and sophomore, who are brand new. But I think that a 15-3 season is really a great accomplishment.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it's pretty remarkable what these kids have done. And, that Dillon game last week, those freshmen were just so fearless. I mean, all 3 of them coming up big, on both ends of the floor, hitting shots and making plays on the defensive end. I mean, Josh, Gigi, and Parker are all, fearless. Yes, they're freshmen, but I don't think they have that concern at all. They just play. They're skilled kids and athletic and competitive, and they do a great job.
Well, Coach, it's great to have you here again, and best of luck at tournament time next week. I know the Butte community is going to be out in force, and we'll be cheering you on every game. And it just seems like every year when we get to tournament time, your teams are at their best, and I think that's a mark of your coaching and your culture. But I truly do think that you always find a way to have your teams peaking at tournament time.
I hope so. It's never easy. That's one thing. Like each year is new circumstances, new team, and you just roll it out and play. And yeah, hopefully we're ready to roll.
Well, let's get out there Thursday at 3:30 against Bigfork, and good luck, Coach.